Yes, I know I'm late to this controversy, but I still want to talk about it because people keep asking me to talk about it, and I want to talk about it anyway. So, last month, the creators of the upcoming God of War game, which I'm very excited for, and I know a lot of you are very excited for, revealed what Thor and Angrboda are going to look like in the game. And, well, Thor is going to look like this. Some people were not happy about that. I saw a significant amount of people, not only just online in general, but in comments of my videos and messaging me being like, have you seen Thor's design? It's horrible. Why is he so fat? Why is he so out of shape? Thor is supposed to be really muscular and strong. Okay. I know a lot of you guys are really used to the Marvel depiction of Thor, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's a perfectly fine depiction and all that. Here's the thing. Now, you're right, Thor is supposed to be very strong. In Norse mythology, he's like one of the strongest beings, if not the strongest being. However, have you seen what strong men look like in real life? Like, have you seen what the actual strongest men in the world look like? What their bodies are like? They've got guts. Man, they're still incredibly muscular, but they have guts in addition to that. Look, I'm not a biologist, I don't fully know how that works, but this is perfectly normal for incredibly strong men to have guts like that, including one of the strongest men of all time, who also, some of you may recognize as the actor who played the Mountain in Game of Thrones. Yeah, remember that? That guy was incredibly large, muscular, and also had a gut, and yet he was the strongest man in the world. I'm not sure if he still is or not. I don't keep up with that stuff. But regardless, as you can see, it's perfectly normal for incredibly strong men to also have guts. In fact, it might be pretty hard to find one without a gut. So yeah, since Thor is supposed to be an insanely strong man, I mean, having a gut seems to make sense. And even in addition to that, you know, Norse mythology is like a mythology that is ripe with celebrations and eating tons of food and drinking tons of booze. Like in Valhalla, it's what the Eidhariar and the gods do practically every single day. They stuff their faces and drink like freaking madmen. And Thor especially. Thor eats 2 whole goats every day, and that's just for one meal. In addition to that, have you heard there's a story where Thor drinks so much of the actual ocean that he reduces it to a noticeable level? You know how much he would have to drink for that? Guys, Thor needs a place to put it all. I mean, you know, they even touched a little bit on that in the Marvel movie, you know, this drink, I like it, another, you know. Asgardians, like, drink. They drink a lot, they eat a lot. Thor is pretty famous for being the most, like, one of the most guy Norse gods who loves to eat and loves to drink. He needs a place to put it all. So that huge gut, you know, I think that makes perfect sense. Also, it's kind of funny, but, you know, it's, honestly, I think this Thor design is refreshing. Like, we don't typically see a god that looks like this. And look, I know some of you guys are saying, oh, you shouldn't make a character fat just to make them fat. But guys, I don't think that's what they're doing here because of the reasons I just listed. It fits in with the Norse myth. It even fits in with real-world biology, with the strongmen and everything. So, yeah, I think this design makes perfect sense. And, you know, and I also like how Thor has red hair like in the myth. This seems like one of the most mythically accurate Thors we've had, though there's not a ton of competition. Like, there's Marvel and Power Rangers. Some of you might know what I'm talking about. So yeah, I've got absolutely no issues with the Thor design. Like, if you want to point out inaccuracies, the only inaccuracies I can find with the design are, 1, he doesn't have his helmet, which, oh, I like the helmet. No one ever gives Thor his helmet. And 2, he's clearly wielding Mjolnir in this image, and yet he doesn't seem to have his gloves or his enchanted belt. I mean, he's wearing something. I'm not sure if the belt is there or not. It's kind of hard to see. Maybe those wrist pieces are supposed to be like his gauntlets, but, you know, he does actually have gloves in the myth. But, you know, whatever. It's not a, you know, it's God of War. You know, they're never going to be 100% accurate. But I like the Thor design. I really like it. I have no problems with it. So, yeah, like, maybe some of you already knew that because I'm really late to this, but, you know, I just thought I'd get my thoughts out there. I actually love the Thor design, and I can't wait for the game. Angrboda now. a lot of people have problems with Angrboda, including people in comment sections of my videos and stuff. They're having problems with her skin tone. They're saying she's too dark-skinned. This I can understand a little more, because, you know, it's Norse mythology, it's, you know, Germanic, it's Scandinavian, you know, it's, you know, people, like, typically have, you know, lighter skin, like, hey, look what I got. You know, except for, like, you know, dark elves and certain creatures. Now, so, yeah, I can understand a little more why people would have a problem with Angrboda. I think that makes more sense than being mad at the Thor design. Personally, I don't have a big problem with it. I can justify it by thinking, well, Angrboda is a Jotun, you know, like, while Norse people were obviously lighter skinned, I'm sure there were occasional dark skinned people who showed up, because Vikings went all over the world, but I'm not going to get into all the history and everything. So, yeah, Angrboda is a Jotun. I mean, we don't know for sure, the Jotuns are the giants, for anyone who doesn't know. We don't know for certain that all of the giants, you know, like, had the same skin tone as, you know, Norse people typically did. I mean, they're from other realms. Now, if this was supposed to be a frost giant, then I would say, yeah, the skin should be, like, frost white, you know, to reflect that. If this was supposed to be a fire giant, then I would say, hey, the skin should either be coal black or, like, lava colored. But, the thing about Angrboda in mythology is she's actually we don't have a lot of information on her. Like Thor, we've got tons of information, but Angrboda, we don't have a lot. We mainly know she was Loki's wife, she birthed Fenrir, Jormungandr in Hell, and we know she was a Jotun. There are some really old pictures of her, but even those are very vague, and it's kind of hard to tell exactly what, like, she's supposed to look like, and you know, a lot of the times, giants get depicted as, and giants are also masters of illusion, you know, you never know what to trust when you see a giant, like, well, particularly mountain giants are. But yeah, Angrboda is a pretty vague character in mythology. So, since she's not super definitive, I'm kind of open to saying, if you want to make her darker, make her darker. I don't really care, to be honest. Like, I would have been fine with her having light skin, I would have been fine with her having darker skin. I mean, you know, it's not a huge deal in my opinion. But you know, I'm not trying to discredit you if you, like, you know, are Norse yourself, or if you grew up with Norse myths and you're like, hey, this isn't the Angrboda that like resembles the legends I grew up with. You know, please voice your opinions in the comments. I do want to know if there's something I'm missing here, but yeah, like, personally, I'm okay with it, but, you know, I don't speak for all of you, and, you know, it's just a matter of personal preference. I don't mind the Angrboda design. Like, you know, when I first saw her in the trailer, I didn't know who that was supposed to be. Then later on, I watched the interview, and I was like, oh, that's Angrboda, and I didn't think anything about the race, honestly. I was like, oh, okay, that's Angrboda. And I remember when I saw the Thor design, that stuck out to me. I was like, whoa, we're getting this kind of design. Like, I thought that was a lot more eye-catchy with just how, whoa. But yeah, I am curious to hear what all of you think. Maybe I am missing something. Maybe you're like, no, Mythology guy, there's a very clear painting of her right here with red hair and freckles. I don't know, maybe. Like, you know, I'm not entirely sure. I do really wonder how this is going to play into the story, given Angrboda's clearly a kid in the trailer, and well, given the things she ends up having to do in Norse myth, I don't know how this is gonna go. But yeah, those are my thoughts on all of it. Like, I think it was Christopher Judge who said on Twitter or something like, who said that Norse characters are all white? I don't think that was the right way to respond. Don't get me wrong, I absolutely love Christopher Judge and I wish him nothing but the best. I just don't think he handled that response super well. I don't think you should... I think when people bring up that they have a problem with something like that, like, you should listen and try to, like, don't just shut it down right away, unless they're being dicks about it. You know, if someone's being a complete asshole about it, then you can say, I'm not gonna waste my time with you. But I think it is the kind of thing that could have used more of an explanation. Like, you know, I don't know. But, yeah, so those are my thoughts on the Thor and the Angrboda designs. I am still super excited for the game. I wish the creators of this game nothing but the best. From what I've heard, they're very good people. They look out for one another, and, you know, they care about the quality of their games, and they care about the health of their employees, and that's always a company I'm going to be able to get behind. So good on them, good for them. I can't wait for this freaking game. I'm really excited for it. I'm really excited to play it. I'm probably going to do videos on it, and, yeah, so, like, are you guys excited for the game? Did these designs hinder your excitement for the game? Did you already know everything I'm saying because I'm late to this freaking controversy? I'm sorry, I've had a lot going on, but yeah, please let me know what you think. I'm the Mythology guy. That was some mythology-based news, pretty divisive news, but either way, I'll see you guys next time.